Tehseen Poonawalla is joining me as a political analyst. Karan Verma, political analyst, joins us. Tehseen, good to see you. I want to begin with you at this juncture. And before that, I want to first quote from the editorial. So the editorial is Lessons from Operation Sindoor's Global Outreach. It's a full-on mention about what the government can do, even more in the days to come. But he ends it by saying, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's energy, dynamism and willingness to engage remains a prime asset for India on the global stage and deserves greater backing. I'm sure it's ruffled a lot of feathers within the Congress party. Now, Tehseen, you're not officially a part of the Congress party, but you've been a long-term time supporter. What can the Congress do to not simply dismiss and distance such views, take them into account and possibly understand that Tharoor is as much an asset? Or do you think it's time for Tharoor to quit the Congress?
Thank you so much, Pooja, for having me, and to the point, wonderful show. And two particular aspects. I think what Dr. Tharoor reflects, and I read this editorial this morning, and I think it reflects what the Congress party stands for. And it is only in the Congress party, the party that I support, that you can have a member of parliament openly writing an editorial praising the opposition, in this case, the Prime Minister was in opposition to the Congress party, and no action is taken against him. This shows principally how democratic the Congress party is, particularly under Srimati Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Now, let's come to the aspects. What Dr. Tharoor wrote, particularly about the Prime Minister, is absolutely true. On a global stage, the Prime Minister has represented India brilliantly. Operation Sindoor was much needed. That's my personal opinion. In fact, the only disappointment I had with the BJP and the government is we didn't send all of them to the 72 hoods. We should have sent all those terrorists to there. But the Prime Minister took a political decision, and the global outreach was extremely, it brought about the best of India. We came together and we said why this needed to be done. So I think that is fantastic. Nobody's disputing that. And domestically, we will have our politics where we can, argue on ideologies and political points of views. So I think it is only the Congress that gives that space. Remember, under the Congress leadership, the then leader of opposition, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, along with Salman Khurshid, who, by the way, even this time did a fantastic job, was sent to represent India at the United Nations. It shows you the Congress is the party of Gandhi and Nehru, a truly democratic party. No BJP leader will have the guts to praise Mrs. Gandhi, to praise Sonia ji, or Rahul Gandhi or somebody in the opposition. That is the difference between the Congress
but
and
because
the BJP.
you're in the opposition, Tehseen. You're in an opposition, but you're looking and sounding more like you're possibly part of the government.
Yeah, because the BJP needs to love government, needs to learn governance. The BJP only is all the time playing victim card in domestic politics. Where is the governance of the BJP on domestic issues? Now, again, I completely agree with what Dr. Tharoor said with regards to the Honorable Prime Minister. Operation Sindoor completely back him, and what the global outreach was much needed and very successful. The Prime Minister showed himself as a statesman on a global level. But domestic politics, we can have differences of opinion, how to react in different situations, and I think that what makes India...
Karan, what is your assessment? Let's take that question. Do you think, because you're an author, you understand the power of words, do you think Shashi Tharoor needs to leave the Congress? He has a better future with the BJP, or perhaps it's an interesting game Shashi Tharoor is possibly playing?
I think, Shashi Tharoor has no option but to leave the Congress eventually. He'll follow the same path that Himanta Biswa Sarma, that Ghulam Nabi Azad, that all these people, Milind Deora, they have
Jyotiraditya Scindia.
Jyotiraditya Scindia, they have to eventually leave the Congress. You must understand here, this is a symptom of a systemic problem that the Congress party has from day one. If we trace back its roots, why did B.R. Ambedkar leave the Congress party? He wrote it in a letter that I have a problem with the foreign policy and I'm feeling marginalized within the Congress party. B.R. Ambedkar's words. What happened with P.V. Narasimha Rao? Can you imagine his mortal remains weren't allowed to enter 24 Akbar Road? That's how he was ill-treated. Pranab Mukherjee, his daughter writes, Sharmishta writes, that I can never forgive Sonia Gandhi and the family for disrespecting Pranab Da. When he was getting the Bharat Ratna, nobody from the family came. So Shashi Tharoor is in the same boat. You must understand there's a reason why these people are leaving the Congress party. Shashi Tharoor was the Under Secretary General at the United Nations. Yes. Tell me one person who is as capable as Shashi Tharoor to represent India from a delegation standpoint at this crucial juncture. And the Congress party didn't nominate him as one of the 5 members. And they continued undermining him. What did Udit Raj write? He's a super spokesperson of the BJP. Jairam Ramesh retweeted that entire thing. Yes. So they are trying to cut him to size. He's feeling suffocated in that environment. And a meritorious person like Shashi Tharoor needs to fly out and look for greener pastures where his talent can be respected, where his merit can be respected. And Congress is certainly not that party. And time and again, so many people, even people like Kapil Sibal, have left the party. They've said there are systemic issues within the party, and these are all meritorious people, whether we agree with them or we don't agree with them. So Congress must look within, introspect, and change this before it's too late. In fact, it's already too late. 93 losses.
Tessin,
what worse than that?
do you think that perhaps the senior leadership can reach out better to Shashi Tharoor? Is it about personal ambitions, ego, or do you think this speaks highly of the Congress leadership like you're mentioning? Because I want to understand that more.
So, of course, it's not always black or white. There is, and I do agree with some of the points Karan made.
Yes.
My friend Milind or my friend Jyotiraditya Scindia, or even Himanta Biswa Sharma should never have left the Congress. These are super talented people. But will Dr. Tharoor lead the Congress? The Congress today under Rahul Gandhi's leadership is a dynamic party that accepts all points of view. It's like a tent where different points of view come together. Number two, I also firmly believe that Dr. Tharoor, even politically, does not have options in the BJP. What is the BJP's presence in Kerala? It doesn't have an option. It's only the Congress of the left.
Yes.
So there is Dr. Tharoor where he will continue to do well, in my opinion, in Kerala Congress. He will do well in Kerala. And nationally, he will do extremely well for the Congress. I think the visuals have been cut to something. But yeah, I think Dr. Tharoor will do extremely well for the Congress. The Congress must also realize something. Dr. Tharoor rightfully is not the mass leader who will get the vote, say, in a Kerala. He is the kind of leader who will get you an English audience votes, the 9 p.m. votes. He will get you an urban vote. He'll get you the younger votes.
Yes.
He'll get you the women and the liberal votes, the slightly central.
Could possibly he could become a face, if at all, for the BJP for the southern states roads, and that could possibly happen. Is the BJP looking at that? Karan, my final question to you would be, but how does it look on the BJP? I also notice, and this has been a chatter among us as well as journalists, that one of the big faces and voices that did come out from the diplomatic outreach was of Shashi Tharoor, not of a senior BJP leader possibly. So do you think this is where the BJP also intends to work and realize that their prime asset could actually have been Shashi Tharoor?
Actually, that was the endeavor all throughout. The whole endeavor of sending delegates abroad was to say that we are on the same page. We might be on the different sides of the political aisle, but we are on the same page. That's why it was always the BJP's endeavor to show to the world that it's not just the party in power, but even the opposition that is fed up with Pakistan. And they were given that sort of limelight. They were asked to lead, in a sense, to set the narrative. So if that has happened, it's a win-win proposition for the BJP, for the government. You must understand, this was bipartisan. This was where we needed to put the country first.
Okay.
And when the Congress lags far behind in that aspect, I think it's going to hurt Congress's electoral prospects. It
Eventually,
might not hurt
I would
in
say
a bipole,
yes.
but in the larger run, it will dent their credibility.
So Congress should also have to look at this. Meanwhile, it's a win-win clearly for Prime Minister Modi receiving this appreciation. He's in fact shared on those official handle as well, the editorial written by Shashi Tharoor. And we'll wait and see how this proceeds. Thank you very much to both the gentlemen for coming on to the point and expressing and sharing your views as well.